Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the closing 10 minutes of my career mode in Assetto Corsa Competizione. So back in June, I created a video about the Lamborghini test day that you do at the beginning of career mode. And what are you doing, Mr. Mammal Frey Jaguar? Sorry, it's really hot in here. So I made that video. That was the start of my career mode. I intended on keeping the video series going, but as it turned out, career mode wasn't real exciting. I did some research online. I tried to find as much info about career mode as I could, and each time I googled, each time I looked, the only things I could find were, when I would Google anything about career mode, it'd all be either people asking questions about career mode before the game was launched, or people saying career mode was rubbish. And I thought, oh, come on, you know, gotta give it a chance. And, well, here I am at the end of my apparent first season of career mode, and yeah, it's not great. There's a lot of things wrong with it. A lot of things that I've enjoyed, but the things that I've enjoyed have been more to do with the game itself rather than the career mode within the game. So the first thing, like, I finished the test day. Thank you, Mr. BMW. It's a little bit early to be doing it. This is one of the things I like. The AI do tend to get out of your way quite well. So I finished the test day, signed with Porsche, asked to create my team name, Approach Anomaly Motorsport, and my teammates. It gave me a very generic black and red livery to drive, and sent me into Zolder, the first of the sprint race weekends. That's where the last video left off. So sprint races in the actual in the actual Blancpain season are an hour, or I believe they're an hour. Before that, my difficulty preset I had set to hard. Actually, check this out. Where is it? So I had the difficulty preset set to hard, as I just said. These you can change. Can't change that. Fair enough. You want a manual gearbox, or I do anyway. If you're playing this, I can't imagine you wouldn't. Clutch automatic. Like, I can't. If I need to flick spin, I can't just dump the clutch. Like, it just doesn't recognise the clutch at all. I don't know why. Stability control off. Of course. Ideal line hidden. Of course. But yeah, it's just interesting about the gearbox, and that seems to be something to do with the hard setting. Keep driving. Also, the AI were quite a challenge to begin with. I went into that first race in Zolder, and I didn't smash them. It was a challenge, and I thought, oh, okay, AI set to the right difficulty. It's judged me quite well. And the race length. So difficulties. I'm all over the place, talking and driving. Difficulty set to hard. I can't remember if it said race length or season length. Set to long. There was a short. I think there was a short, medium, and a long. I chose the long, and this is where I was getting to earlier. Sprint races are an hour long. Not on here. Even when your race length or whatever is set to long, sprint race is 20 minutes. So a third of the total time. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe there was another option, you know, realistic or official. I don't know. I don't remember seeing it. I'm sure I would have flicked through all the options. But yeah, sprint race is only 20 minutes. I think practice is usually 10 minutes. Your 2 or 3 qualifying sessions would be 10 minutes each, and then your race would be 20 minutes. There's only as you can see in top left, up here. No, other way, up there. Got my camera inverted. So up there, you'll see I'm first of 16 cars. There's only 16 cars in the race, not even a full field. I think most of the cars are represented, like the manufacturers, but not all the teams are there. So yeah, that was a bit, oh, okay. So much shorter races, not all the teams are there. You don't even, there's no championship standings, you know, you don't get X amount of points for your championship standing. Like, if there is a championship standing, I've got no idea where I'm at. I've won the last few races. I will hopefully win this in just under 5 minutes time, but no championship standings. And this is all like the 16 cars in a race, no championship standings. That sort of stuff is the things that people were talking about on the forum. And when I Google online, this is the sort of stuff that I'd seen talking about. I didn't see anyone talking about race length. It's like people started career mode, got to that first race and went, whoa, what? And then just gave up on it. But I've pushed through. I think when we got to the Enduro series, like the Enduros weren't mixed in. It was, you do the sprint race weekends, then you did the Endurance Championship. I think I could re-sign, or I think I could sign with a different team, or well, I think I could use a different car if I wanted. I chose the Porsche again. Obviously we're in Barcelona. Barcelona's a endurance weekend. Endurance weekend's usually 3 hours for a regular one, I believe. This one, okay, this is where it gets weird. This one's 2 hours. The earlier endurance championship weekends, the races were 1 hour. So I went, oh, okay, yep, a third of the time. The race at Paul Ricard, I don't remember how long the actual race is, like, in real life. I think the race in game was 4 hours. And thank God they've reintroduced, since I started, the mid-race save feature. So you just go down here, you save, and then when you log in, you go resume championship, and it brings you to this screen. You go drive, and you just keep driving, like nothing changed. Whoa! So the Paul Ricard one was a bit weird because it wasn't a third of the regular length. Then the last race I did, the Spa 24 hours, I thought, oh shit, if it's going to be a third, then it's going to be, what's that, 8 hours? No. 8, 16, 24, yeah.
Stint is already 5 minutes.
That's the other thing. Look at my stint length up in the top right there. Just under 10 minutes. Every bloody thingy he does this, it's over in 5 minutes. No, it's not. Still got 10 minutes in this stint. Which, if you look bottom right, bottom left now, you've got your drivers, and that's pretty cool, seeing how long they've got left in to be able to drive. But with 2 minutes left in the race, I better wrap this up. No, there's no damage. Oh, sorry. So yeah, the race lengths were weird. I think Paul Ricard ended up being 2/3 the regular length, and then I got to Spa 24 and went, oh, okay, this is going to take like 18 hours, and it ended up taking, it was 8 hours. So yeah, it's all over the place. This one 2 hours instead of 1. Yeah, I don't understand. So that was weird. I'm sure the early Enduros were, oh no, I know the sprint races were definitely 20 minutes, so maybe that's why I was assuming the Enduros would be 1/3, but they were longer. That makes sense. Anyway, it doesn't tell you a thing. It doesn't tell you anything about Blancpain rules. You sort of got to figure that out for yourself. There's no penalties. Like I could drive longer than I'm supposed to, and I did it in the Spa 24. I went past, you know, a lap or two past my stint time, and no penalties. There's no tyre wear, so you can just do qualifying lap after qualifying lap. There's no fuel consumption. I've sit there with 64 litres of fuel, and I'm doing that because I forgot to change when I was playing with my dampers and the setup, I forgot to change. Well, I need one more lap, or no, this might be the last one. Yeah, I forgot to change my fuel level, so there's no fuel consumption. I did the 24 hours of spa, or the 8 hours of spa, with I think it was 9 liters of fuel on board the whole time, so very light. So it's just career mode seems to be a mess, and I couldn't find any information on what happens after you finish the first season. So when I started this race, I'm going to cross. No, time's going to run out before I cross the line. Or will it? I probably should have backed off. Bugger. Last lap. Alright. Yeah, so I couldn't find any information on what happens. Like, does it throw you into an actual team for season 2? Do you just go through the same thing again? Like, I haven't even done all the rounds. I haven't raced at Silverstone. I haven't raced. Did I race at Brands Hatch? I don't think I raced at Brands Hatch. Yeah, does it throw you into a full season with all the cars? Does it throw you into a proper team? I can't imagine so. I can't imagine Blancpain wants, or at least SRO want imaginary people driving their official cars for official teams. So yeah, I couldn't find anything on what happens when you finish that first career season. So I thought, right, I'm gonna finish it and see what happens. When you load into this race, it has like the banner for the race, and it says what's it say? The closing stages, or the final moments of your first step, the final moments of your first step of your career, or something like that. And I thought, oh, okay, this is a multiple season thing, but what happens after we cross this line? That's what I want to know. I've been accumulating points for doing objectives in the races. There's one called Hammer Time. Can't remember what you do for that. Oh, way to end it, Deep. You get points for making, finishing on the podium, winning the race, making X amount of passes in the race. I think I'm on a bronze medal at the moment because I had a pretty terrible start to the season, but here we go. So session medal, none, it's saying. Pole position, 1,000 for that. Hammer time, like I said, can't remember what hammer time was. It does tell you at the start of the race, so you know what you've got to do for each thing. Professionalism means I completed all sessions, practice, pre-qualifyings and the race without skipping. So I actually sat there for that time, for like 10, 20, 30, it was 40 minutes before getting to the race. Top qualifier, obviously pole. Overtake machine, that did say make 2 passes on track, and I made the 2 passes, but it doesn't want to give it to me, so for some reason it's screwed up there. I'm not surprised. And Hunter, I can't remember what Hunter was, but basically now we have to wait 2 minutes 10 or until each car crosses the line before it'll let us go on. So I hit escape. This is what I've been waiting months to find out. So, we can jump around and have a look at different drivers and stuff while we wait for them to cross the line. I know it's been a bit of a mess, but I just realised this is it. And a little earlier I thought, right, I'll record those last 10 minutes. Look, that's a beautiful car. We've got the Bentley there. The game does look fantastic. I did have to drop some settings back, because as soon as I hit record on OBS over here, it would I'd lose like 20 frames, because I had everything on Epic. So I had to drop it down to high. Absolutely a first world problem. There's the Aston Martin. Got an Audi there with Christopher Mees. There's a Ferrari. Grazie ragazzi. Back to the Jaguar. Alex Buncombe in a GTR. There's the Super Trofeo thingamajig. Lamborghini. Old Bentley being, pushed to the end by Mr. BMW. The Honda's up there. AMG's crossed the line. There's the McLaren with its wheels going bonkers. 650S, 720S coming soon, and another GTR. Actually, you could see. There you go. There's my Porsche there. All right, we only got another 18 seconds. I'm not going in to edit this afterwards. I'm just going to hit finish once this is done, and I'm just going to upload to YouTube, so it's there. While we wait, on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, so 4 days away, the ARW 4 Decades of Imola starts in Automobilista. Here we go. So I'm going to stream that Wednesday night. All right, here's the podium. Yeah, congratulations, you got first. There's Bortolotti in his Lamborghini in second, and the Manthi Racing Porsche in third. Well done. Alright, now what? Yep, this is the regular end of race thing. You can look through your times, the practice qualifyings, combined qualifying and your race. Let's just hit continue. Continue career. Alright, now what? It's gonna ask me to re-sign. I started on gold. Your overall career cup bronze. Yep, okay. Is there a next button? No, not yet. Click it. No, alright. Yeah, I started on gold. Had a terrible first couple of races. And then, I don't know, I just clicked with the game and I figured out the Porsche at least. Dampers were even, and changing them made it. What? You're kidding me. What happens if I go in there? No. That's it. That's career mode, ladies and gentlemen. Do shortened races with a smaller field. I don't know, maybe you use it to get used to the handling in the game. So the next thing I will do is I will go into championship. I'll start a new season, and I'll do a full one or a half one, like half time. I don't particularly want to do 24 hours by myself around Spa. I did 8 hours just a couple of weeks ago. So, and actually, I might wait until the new DLC comes out in a week or two. No, that's it. All my stats. Oh, here's something I found interesting. It's got to connect. So I did 8 hours around Spa, and because there's no penalties, you don't actually get told. Like in qualifying, in practice, if you go a little bit wide, they'll say, "Yep, lap not counted," blah 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 blah. But they don't tell you that in the race. If you go wide, they just let you go. So last time I looked at this was during, in the middle of the 8 hours of Spa, and it had total laps driven at Spa, and I think just under half of them were invalid. So sometimes you just go that little bit too far. You could still have two wheels inside that white line, but for some reason there's certain points on certain tracks that it tells you no, that's too far off. What? Okay, I'm not waiting for this. You're kidding me. That's it. Remake. Alright, so that's just. Alright, yep, so you can set up an individual weekend. Alright, I'm just going to go back into here. What if we resume? Won't even let you resume. That's it. Holy shit. Alright. Okay, so career mode's a load of bullshit. If you're going to play ACC and you want to do like a career sort of thing, do a championship, start a new season, choose what season, choose whether you want to do sprint, endurance, or both. Your weather, mix it up. There's one thing I will say about the weather. It didn't really, the only time I had inclement weather in career mode was at Hungary, and that was awesome. That's one thing I really enjoyed, was the drying track. It was brilliant. You can boost your opponents all the way up to the max. Opponent skill there, opponent aggressive damage rate 50%. no damage in career mode. You can drive into people, drive into walls, enable all that. Limited, yeah, that's what you want. That's what I want. Career mode just doesn't give it to you. Alright, well this has been eye-opening. I don't believe that. That is insane. Alright. Keep an eye out for the ARW 4 decades of Imola in Automobilista. I'll be streaming that Wednesday night Australian time. It'll be starting around 7 p.m. Australian Eastern, which is going to be 8 Australian daylight time. Yeah, Automobilista, 4 different versions of Imola with 4 different versions of Formula One car. It'll be a fortnightly thing. Starting's coming Wednesday. Thanks for watching. If you've hung around this long, that was very disappointing, but hey, there we go. Championship mode, where is that? Or single player, or multi. Anything but career. Do that. See you next time.